Hi everyone, Nick Credicos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Hometalk.
All right, you guys, I'm so excited for this project. It is completely outside of my element, and it's all about trying something new. So that's the whole, process behind designing. The first thing we're gonna need is a 14-inch grapevine wreath. I decided to go on the smaller scale today to match the scale of our Terra Cotta pots. Of course, the larger wreath, you could use larger pots, but they are quite heavy, and we don't want these falling off because it would absolutely break. So we actually picked up 9, 3 in different sizes. So here we have these taller ones. We also have the mid-size ones right here. And of course, we have these adorable little tiny ones. Look at how cute these are. So I actually secured a pipe cleaner using some cold glue. Let that cure for about 24 hours and then came back on the surface with some hot glue. Hot glue is not acceptable to secure these. It will peel, so make sure you are using that cold glue. Let it cure for a good 24 hours or so, and the brand I recommend is E6000. This will secure it and keep it from falling off. So once we did that, I did come back in with a steel pick. And I didn't show that on camera. If you don't have a steel pick machine, the pipe cleaner will work just fine. This is what the machine looks like, and you can get them from Amazon, but you don't need that. You can just use the pipe cleaner. So the first thing we gotta do is secure these to the wreath. The first thing we're gonna do is dip our steel pick into our hot glue. Make sure you are very generous with it. You don't want these things falling off. Like ornaments and decorations, if they fall off, it's not really a big deal, but these, they will absolutely break. So we're gonna actually take 3 of them. We're gonna place 2 up top, make sure that glue solidifies. And if it feels topsy-turvy at all, definitely add some more hot glue. Then we're gonna take our second one, again, apply a generous amount. This is called a glue skillet, and we just fill it with typical glue sticks. Take our second one, we're gonna place it a little bit lower, right about here or so. Now we're gonna take our third and final larger one. Once again, dip it and work it down below. So we're gonna just come back in with these 3 now. These are the mid-size ones. Give it a good swirl in your hot glue. Place these inside the grapevine as well. And we're gonna come back in with more decorations and moss and flowers to really make this a kind of a garden style wreath. So here's our second. We're gonna bring that on this side. And I think this is gonna look really, really cool when all is said and done. Now our third and final one, we'll just place this one up top. So that's the large and the medium. Now we're gonna come back in with these adorable mini ones, which I just love. And we can place these wherever we would like. So I'm gonna take this one and bring it in a little bit. And I think by having them not perfect, I like them to be perfectly straight up and down, but by not having them, exactly laid out the same, we'll just add to the beauty. So we'll take this one, and I'm actually gonna bring that below the larger pot. And our third and final of the mini, we'll place on this side. Like so. So now we're gonna give this a few minutes to harden up, and then we can come back in with other decorations. So here we have some of this preserved moss, and it comes in little sheets like this. So we're just gonna take a bunch of these and place them at random. Another option available to you guys is to actually take these ornaments, or, well, we're using them as ornaments, but they're terracotta planters or pots, and actually make them, rustic or natural. You can whitewash them. You can make that, you can paint little bits of moss on it and make them look as though they're aged, which I absolutely love. And maybe we'll give that a shot one of these days as well, because I really like the look of aged terracotta as opposed to the fresh. But if you want this fresh look, you don't have to do a single thing. But there are videos out there showing you how to, absolutely turn this into a very vintage looking wreath or naturalized looking wreath. But we're just gonna take a few pieces of this moss, sporadically place it throughout. You can actually stuff these little pots with this moss for that natural look too. And what you can also do is just take your hot glue and place it on your wreath. You can cover your entire wreath with this moss, but I think by just drizzling a little hot glue and placing little pieces, little odds and ends like that, will look just fine as well. So what you can also do too is take a little dollop of hot glue, place it actually on your pot, and if you decide you don't like that, you can just peel the hot glue off. Like I said before, it's not for a means of securing them to the structure of it, but just to enhance. If it peels off, it peels off. You're not going to notice it anyway. So again, just take a little bit of hot glue, apply it on your pot, grab a little bit of moss. You don't need much. Drizzle it on top, and look at how cute that looks. So now what we're going to do is spruce it up with a few flowers. So now we have some of these pretty little white flowers, and we're just going to snip off 1 stem's worth. So this wreath, you can add as much or as little as you would like, and this is also a perfect project for just using your scraps and flowers that you only have 1 or 2 of from various other projects. In this wreath, you can also work in ribbon, but I think for tonight, I think just working in a few flowers will kind of do the trick. I don't want to overload this wreath. I kind of like it simple like this. So we'll take some of these leaves that came with it. We can just place them on, dip them in our glue skillet. I'll place another leaf up top. And notice that this is kind of breaking all of the rules that I've taught you here over the years on Hometalk. So in years past, we often talk about placing things in the same direction for the best look. In this wreath, you know, you don't have to do that. You can just stick things at random and it'll still turn out just as cute. So we'll take one of these. You can actually place them in the pot as well. Look at how cute that is if you wanted to, which I think would look good. So we'll just snip that stem a little bit shorter. Take that flower and place it in. You don't have to add foam to it. You're not going to, you know, see it that much. It's not going to be a big concern. We could take another flower. This one, again, we'll trim the stem short. Dip in our glue, and I'll place that one here. All right, so now we have some of these green berries, and I think these are the perfect year-round berry spray. So this would look great in, you know, a garden style patio. This would look great on a shed. You know, this is something you can just leave up year-round and not be too concerned with. So we'll just snip off a few. We don't need too many of these. Now we can dip these in our hot glue. Of course, feel free to choose whatever flowers you would like. But as I've said before, always keep scale into consideration. So these berries aren't the smallest berries that you're able to find, but I think they do the perfect trick of not taking away or deflecting too much from the terracotta pots or the flowers and moss that we've added. Place another piece up there. If you wanted to, you can place it in the pot. I'm just going to take this one and place it to the side. You don't have to actually fill every single pot. I think by just having a few, you know, with things in it is more than enough. And we'll take our final one and tuck it there. So now we're going to hang this design up, and I think it turned out really cool for our very first time ever doing something like this. So I can't wait to show you guys the finished product. Okay, everyone, and here's the finished product, and I absolutely love the way this turned out. So different from my norm, and it was really fun kind of giving it a shot. You know, it was something completely outside of my element, but I think it pulled together really, really nicely. So always try different things. You never know how they're going to turn out until you give it a shot. Sometimes it's an absolute success, and you love it, and sometimes it's a total and utter catastrophe, but you never know. And the whole design process is just fun giving things a try. So thank you so much for watching. This is Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Hometalk. Bye, everyone.